Hello and welcome to my presentation on SCOR. SCOR is a supply chain process framework that speeds development of enterprise level architecture and measurement. Managers use SCOR process modeling for rapid development, a common notation for better communication, for tracking standard measurements, and it's all based on best practices. SCOR uses what they call a process reference model. It combines BPR, benchmarking, and best practice analysis. It contains standard descriptions of management processes, standard metrics, and best-in-class performance management practices. SCOR focuses on the supply chain, the left side of the value chain, that comprises raw materials all the way through moving the product to the actual consumer. It's based on 5 distinct management processes: planning, sourcing, making, delivering, and returning of the product. SCOR uses a common notation for each of these. For example, source would be used as an S, make an M, deliver a D in notation of the processes that one uses. So the next step down the hierarchy of the SCOR model shows the variations basically of each of the management processes. So sourcing, making, and delivering have 3 variations each, which are all the same. Sourcing of stock products, sourcing of made-to-order products, and engineered-to-order products. Same thing with make to stock, make to order, engineer to order, and delivery. Each has its own separate grouping of processes that rely on the fact that the product is unique in how it is made, sourced, and delivered. So that's why having a notation of 1, 2, or 3 relative to it being stocked, made to order, or engineered to order is important in the planning and also in the notation process. Putting the supply chain and the 5 management processes I just described together, we get this picture here. Each component has a source, a make, deliver, a return, and planning that's involved. So if your company is a manufacturer, your internal focus is on sourcing, making, and delivering. But from this description, you could see how you interact with external partners, such as your supplier and also your customer. Your customer can return items to you, and you can return items to your supplier, while you source from your supplier, and your distributor, who's your customer, sources from you. Further down the hierarchy is the actual processes related to the variations just mentioned. So S1 being a source stocked product, because S means sourced and 1 means stocked as opposed to 2 or 3, so S1.1 means schedule product deliveries, S1.2 receive product, S1.3 verify product, and so on. Each of these is in the SCOR manual. So you can see how, as you go down further through the hierarchy of their model, that you are able to create processes based on what SCOR has in their manual without really thinking much about it. You can see that development of process architectures can be very rapid in this respect. So level 4 is left up to you, left up to your company. It's the company implementation. this level is very task oriented. So for example, D1.2, this is in their manual. Receive, enter, and validate an order. You can tell by the D that this has to do with deliveries, the delivery process. One, again, being a stocked product. So delivering a stocked product. Dot 2 is the particular process related to what they have in the manual for this delivered stock product. In this case, it's receive, enter, and validate order. So if we wanted to create a process model from this with arrows, we would just rewrite it in the way it was written below. So receive order, arrow, enter order, arrow, check credit, arrow, validate price. So to create specific tasks related to the company, you can just basically highlight each task that your company deems to be a part of that actual process of checking credit, for example. So you would delineate access credit screen, check credit availability, and so forth. And you would line them up in how they each interact with each other. So you could probably see from this how rapid development is possible. Now combine that with SCOR's metrics and benchmarking, and you can see how beneficial SCOR can be, at least on the supply chain side of your business, in creating rapid and standard best practice process architectures. Thank you, and please comment and provide feedback in the forum. Thank you.